I believe this is the first SCP of this author that we get to, because I do not... No, it's not. 287989. So it looks like... Nope, 9... Yeah, no, 989 is the last time we had Dr. Magnus. So, which I don't have on the Dr. AfroFluff channel. So I cannot look it up. Also because like on the other channel I did a horrible job of actually making thumbnails, so it won't be as fast for me to recognize which one this is. But Dr. Magnus, you wrote Donut Jimmy. With extra Jimmys. Little Game Grumps jokes for all y'all. Object class, say Euclid. The containment procedures, original containment and revised containment. So the original containment is SB2593 is to be contained in a standard humanoid containment chamber furnished to comfort levels for a non-dangerous humanoid entity. It is to be observed remotely for anomalous behavior. SB2593 is not to be allowed to leave the site after delivering its baked goods. More closer curtains now. It's actually been kind of chilly, which is good. It's been really warm the last couple of days in this room. Deliveries made by SB2593 are to be scanned for anomalous composition once weekly. All baked goods are to be disposed of. And now we have the revised one. The nature of SB2593 containment shall consist of accepting SB2593's daily delivery at 7 o'clock hours each morning. 7 hours each morning. Followed by psychological counseling at Administrative Site 217. Staff are encouraged to interact with SB2593 and are to report any unusual activity involving SB2593 immediately. SB2593 is to be allowed to leave the site after delivering its baked goods. Deliveries made by SB2593 are to be scanned for anomalous composition. Once weekly, all baked goods are to be disposed of. So this part is basically... it's not allowed to be leave. So this part is basically the same, it's just this... paragraph right here is different. Containment procedure revision 3. So there's a third one. Okay. As SB2593 has become hostile to the Foundation and Foundation personnel, SB2593 is to be terminated at site by security staff. Okay, that's why it's Euclid. It's Euclid now. Failure to do so before SB2593 will result in SB2593 remaining uncontained until the next manifestation event. As SCP-2593 has, invariably since the time of revision, attempted to flee Foundation custody. In 87% of all successful terminations, SCP-2593 has rematerialized adjacent to Site-217's security perimeter. All other Foundation sites are to be placed on high alert. All delivered baked goods are to be incinerated at first opportunity, and no time are SCP-2593's baked goods to be ingested. Okay, well, why though? Why? Let's see what happens here. Description. There's a lot happening here in this one, I see. This might be the longest one. SCP-2593 is an anomalous humanoid entity which appears at a fixed location and time each day, making delivery of donuts and bagels to Administrative Site 217. SCP-2593 disappears at a fixed point in time later same day. SCP-2593 is an anomalous manifestation of James, former owner of a local bakery, Donut Jimmy's Bakery. Donut Jimmy's Bakery was contracted to deliver baked goods daily with distribution to break rooms throughout the site. Oh man, this was far. Yeah, this is a big one. Foundation records indicate that James attended the California Institute of Technology and received a PhD in chemistry in... James was considered for approach by the Foundation for employment before being screened out due to lack of aptitude in his field. Further records show that multiple applications to various employees were denied due to the lack of applicability of his research work and a general lack of aptitude. James opened Donut Jimmy's Bakery with a classmate from his secondary school, George Callaghan, in 4 years after obtaining his PhD. Interesting life James has been living, right? Not only did he have a potential chance to work with the Foundation, but then he also has a PhD, but instead of using the PhD for something, he goes to open up a donut shop or a bakery. SB2593 was determined to be anomalous on September 1st, when Administrative Site 217 accounts payable found a discrepancy in the food budget for refreshments, leading to an investigation by Agents Donnelly and McGill. Donald Jimmy's bakery was observed to have been closed for several days. Local business owners claimed that the bakery had not opened since September 1st. Remote observation of SCP-2593 after it made its daily delivery to Administrative Site 217 showed that SCP-2593 will disappear from view at a distance of 0.72 kilometers from the entrance to Administrative Site 217 and will reappear precisely 700 hours each day. Analysis of SCP-2593 delivery confirmed that all food was non-anomalous. Chemical analysis confirmed them safe for human consumption. However, as they are produced through anomalous means, they are to be disposed of. That sounds like an interesting donut. Yeah. I mean, James' life is interesting. He better make the donuts be interesting as well. There would used to be a donut shop, like 5 minutes away from, like, okay, 8 minutes away from where I live. It was such a cool shop. It was like sci-fi, so there was like lights on the wall. And they did like mini filled donuts with different like fillings. And it's gone forever. I cannot, like, it just didn't do well. It was gone before COVID, by the way. It's not like COVID killed it or anything like that. It just didn't do well. But I do miss it. I miss it every day. SCP-2593 was contained on September 3rd. Followed by an interview about its deliveries. SCP-2593 claimed to have no knowledge of any of the events or effects surrounding SCP-2593 and was placed in a standard humanoid containment chamber. SCP-2593 was extremely distressed and agitated when informed of the anomalous context surrounding it. On September 4th, SCP-2593 disappeared from its containment cell and appeared 0.72 kilometers outside of Administrative Site 217 with the usual quantity of food for delivery each morning. Containment procedures were amended to include an expansion of Site 217's perimeter. So they made it bigger. Expansion, okay. Man, I would love to go to a food place like that. Not only that, like the guy who was working there was such a chill dude. Like you can tell he was like a skateboarder, dude who's like was just very chill to hang out with. Probably goes home, smokes some weed, and just watches a show with the buds as they drink beer together. And I miss him. Whenever I walked in, he was like so hyped to see me. Like he was just like, he's like, "Oh, the Afro man, what can I do for you?" And then we just talk and just tell each other stories. Yeah. I wonder how he's doing. It's people like that that makes you go like, "Oh man, I hope he's doing okay." In light of SCP-2593's manifestation each morning outside of the facility, Administrative Site 217's perimeter was expanded to include the area of manifestation. Silver wants to eat. Sorry, let me just give her some snackies. Here we go. Thus far, SCP-2593 has not changed its manifestation site and continues to make daily deliveries. Here we go. Yo, that you with me with crazy. Yeah, it is. Ongoing interviews with SCP-2593 have led to increased agitation and distress as each time SCP-2593 is informed of its nature. SCP-2593 claims to remember each other encounter Foundation staff since containment. As such, at this time, it is recommended that SCP-2593 is not informed of its nature and remote observation continue, bearing any further incidents, and then the first incident of non-expected baked goods. Non-expected baked goods. On March 1st, SCP-2593's delivery occurred at the expected time, however the contents of the delivery contained irregularities. All donuts, commonly referred to as jelly-filled, were instead filled with peanut butter, consistent with Donald Jimmy's Bakery peanut butter used in other baked goods. All donuts, commonly referred to as Boston cream, were filled instead with mayonnaise, again consistent with other Donald Jimmy Bakery baked goods, probably the bagels. SCP-2593 was asked about these discrepancies and was reluctant to answer, asking if the Foundation was requesting a termination of the contract with Donald Jimmy Bakery. Foundation agents denied this was the case, and SCP-2593 grew more agitated. SCP-2593 disappeared from view in containment at 700 hours as per usual. What is James's plan? What is he trying to do? Attached below are all materials related to the psychological evaluation of SCP-2593, and it's quite a lot. So we have the psychological evaluation of SCP-2593. On June 1st, SCP-2593 was confronted and asked about the products it was bringing to Administrative Site 217. SCP-2593 began to cry uncontrollably and psychological staff were called in. Interview with SCP-2593 is below with Dr. Jameson. SCP-2593, my name is Dr. Jameson. I want pictures of Spider-Man! J. Jonah Jameson! SCP-2593, my name is Dr. Jameson. My name is... Apologies, Jimmy. May I call you Jimmy? I'm gonna give it Jameson's voice now. SCP-2593 calms down significantly at the use of the given name. Sure, I'd prefer it. Jimmy, why are your donuts and bagels wrong lately? I never heard of you bringing the wrong food before. You're usually so good, Jimmy. You're just like my son, the astronaut. I just want this to stop. Whatever it is, it never ends. You're saying you remember all of it? Of course I remember all of it. I thought I was going crazy. I would bring the food, and sometimes people would lock me in a room and interrogate me. I had no idea what was going on. All I could do is make donuts wrong. I don't even remember baking them, but I thought about what would happen if the jelly filled had peanut butter and the Boston creams had mayo in them, and... We had no idea, James. Why is this even happening to me? 1 second. Dr. Jameson radios to request permission to explain the situation to SCP-2593. An affirmative response in returned. Jimmy, how much do you know about this facility? It's just an office. You guys get a bunch of food and you're my first delivery of the day, usually. I see. Jimmy, that's not really what's happened to you. I'm not authorized to tell you much, but we're an organization that's... Well, we protect people. Oh, come on. I've been delivering to you guys for 6 years and you tell me this is some kind of... Oh god, is this some kind of government black site? Am I going to go to prison somewhere? Are you going to lock me up again? No, we're not with the government. We're... Well, I can't really tell you everything, but we protect people from things like what happened to you. So why the hell didn't you stop? Whatever happened to me? What happened to make me this way? Why am I slowly becoming Shaggy? Like Soy Scoop. So why didn't you stop? Why the hell didn't you stop? Whatever happened to make this way? But no, that's not what we're gonna do. You're the first person this happened to. We'd like to try and figure out what happened, though, and make sure that the effect doesn't spread. I just want to go home, Doc. We'll do what we can, Jimmy. We'd like to help you, though. How? What are you going to do? Tomorrow, when you make your delivery, I'd like to talk to you again, if you're willing. I think I'd like that. And log. Since receiving psychological counseling on a regular basis, SCP-2593 has produced expected types of baked goods during its regular deliveries. At this time, SCP-2593 is considered contained. Is that really contained, though? He's kind of like giving him a person to talk to. Dr. Jameson's note, continued psychological counseling should give SCP-2593 a stable mental state for the foreseeable future. SCP-2593 is considered contained at this point. What I would like to stress, however, is that SCP-2593 is an anomaly, not a person. Psychological counseling is the easiest way to keep it contained. However, it's vitally important that we do not relax around SCP-2593 and continue standard security sweeps of its deliveries. Judging by the initial psychological screening report for James when he was considered for Foundation employment, I would also recommend avoiding agitating SCP-2593. I always hate that, like when it's like, remember guys, it's an anomaly, not a human. I'm like, it's both, motherfucker, okay? Stop the whole like, we gotta treat it like it's we gotta pretend to be nice to it. Pretend to be nice to him, you know? Just because something's happening to him that he doesn't even, it's not even his fault. Request interview with Dr. Jameson. So here we go. On November 22nd, SCP-2593 confront Dr. Jameson and request again the use of Foundation resources in order to assist the research staff. James, you requested to speak with me? Yeah, Doc, look. I've been delivering everything like usual. But I have nothing to do with the rest of the day. I've asked before, but I'd really like your help. I used to do chemistry before I got into baking. And I think I can help, like, significantly. Jimmy, I understand, but we can't allow you to access to our resources like that. The security involved that SCP-259 appears significantly agitated at this. Oh, come on! I'm bored out of my mind, with nothing to think about but bagels and donuts. Jimmy, you were a baker for 20 years. I'm not sure your skills at chemistry are. SCP-2593 stands up and slams his hand down on the table. I was a scientist, goddammit! I have a fucking PhD in chemistry. I'm tired of sitting around. You have to help me, doctor. It's your job. Jimmy, calm down. I've been doing this shit for years now. Fucking bagels and donuts and sandwiches. I have nothing. My entire life is wasted on these stupid fucking donuts. I went to goddamn call fucking tech. Doesn't that mean anything? SCP-2593, calm down, or I'm going to have to call security. What did you call me? Apologies, Jimmy. Relax. Come on. There's no need for this. I see. Sorry, Doc. So, please. Even just if I could help find out what happened to me, I'd really like to just help. I just need to read some books or something about whatever it is you think happened. I'm sure I could. No. Our resources and materials are restricted. I'm sorry, James, but I really can't budge on that. I see. I'd like to go back to my room now. Dr. Jameson gestures to the camera. Let's go then back to the containment chamber, please. And log. Next day was the first incident of SCP-2593 delivering baked goods containing toxic substances recorded. Secondly, an odd con, but the real reason Jimmy could be contained is because he's predicted, at least in pattern. That's true. I almost clicked this section here. Let's go to the next one. But there's two more here. So we have a holy shit. I don't think Howard told me anything about, like, this many parts. This seems like a oversight. Maybe this is I feel like this SCP is longer than we thought. Does this oh, okay, maybe not. No, okay, never mind. Attached, because I was worried this is gonna be like whole side pages. Never mind. Attached is a log of journal provided to SCP-2593 to help cope with the stress of containment. It was recovered from SCP-2593's containment chamber after the first instance of an unexpected manifestation at a different site. April 19th. I was thinking maybe I could help. I had an idea the other day. What if we used like a really strong glue or something? It's been a while, but I managed to dig up some idea about an old formula I was working on in college. I think it would work. Like, wait, they're really strong glue, like to hold you down? Like, what do you mean about really strong glue? And now we have July 17th. I think I got it. I wrote up some notes on the subject, and I think I'm going to ask if Jameson could give it to the researchers. I'm sure they'll let me help, and to see how much I can do. Dr. Lorne was given SCP-2593 notes on the compound on August 11th. Dr. Lorne passed it on to the proper departments for analysis. The compound was not only unviable, but that the reaction would actually produce a significant quantity of a toxic gas if attempted as written. Dr. Jameson was consulted, and this was determined to be simple mistakes on SCP-2593's part, instead of malice. Requests for Foundation resources ought to be denied emphatically per Dr. Lorne. Well, I wonder if it's a simple mistake, because we know that SCP-2593 kind of like thinks things with donuts, for example, and it happens. Like he was thinking of having donuts with peanut butter inside of it, and then it just happened to happen. Like it just manifested. So I wonder if the toxic gas, if that is a simple mistake, or if that's a subconscious manifestation of what he actually wants. Dr. Lorne's note: while I appreciate the fact that SCP-2593 wants to help, we rejected him 20 years ago when he was fresh out of college. After all that time, the limited skills have deteriorated further, and the compound that they designed is not only non-viable, but the idea of using glue to prevent manifestation events is farcical. In an unrelated note, the level of disorganization of these nodes shows that they don't have the discipline to actually contribute scientifically to the Foundation. Casabon, welcome! Welcome. We're almost halfway. By the way, Casabon, I want to thank you for giving me an alert on my uploads. That like some of the uploads, you know, either A, the audio is gone, which I don't know how that happened. I really don't know. Or B, the description is gone. I just wanted to ask you, like, do you like watch all the videos and like, or do you just watch like the ones that interest you? Because it just feels really reassuring to have somebody in the comment section be like, "Hey, man, this happened right here. That you missed this." So I'm just like, I wanted to ask you this today. Oh god, my nose. I'm not gonna ask you to do all the videos, by the way, but I'm just curious if that's what you're planning to do. August 22nd? They said no. I can't believe they said no. How could they just ignore my help? I gave them that brilliant formula. And they told me it was wrong. I may have gotten the page mixed up or something, but it had to work. There's no way I would have to have produced something that just didn't work. That's bullshit. October 17th. I keep asking to help, and they won't let me. I think I'm going to put my foot down and demand it. Jameson won't shoot me down. He's got to be a good guy, like George. He won't let me down. And then Jameson let him down. Because remember, this part right here was November 22nd. Those fucking dicks. They're going to pay for this. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure this out. April 15th. I think I figured it out. If I concentrate right as I wake up, I can go wherever I want. And see how they like it when they get delivered a bunch of Boston chlorine methylhydrate creams instead. Some weeks I like to watch all the videos as they come out, while some others not. That's fair. That is fair. Well, I appreciate your comments and your likes and your view. It means a lot. And because a lot of times when you comment, you're very like you're giving feedback, which is nice. And last note. Chlorine methylhydrate is not theoretically possible. Foundation scientists believe this to be, again, another instance of SCP-2593's deficiencies rather than additional anomalous abilities. So, where did he get his PhD from? I wonder. He seems to be. So here's the thing. I think Jimmy has the ability to manifest what he thinks. I think the PhD that he got is something he himself manifested in his head, and that's why, like, when he applied for the Foundation, that's why they immediately was like, this guy has no idea how this shit works, like how any science works. We can't have him here. And that's why, like, he's saying things like a chemical that does not exist. And maybe how, like, Jimmy's bakery was also... maybe George is not real either. You know? Maybe George is just another figment of his imagination that they made reality. Below are relevant excerpts from Dr. Jameson's personal log and journal regarding SCP-2593. Following the event of on April 7th, SCP-2593 was upgraded from safe to Euclid. Following the entry of Dr. Jameson, SCP-2593 is currently pending Keller designation. April 24th. James shows signs of improvement. He's been talking less and less about feeling alone, and more about his time while he's demanifested. He claims it's like sleeping. That's why I was saying when I wake up. James has shown marked improvement in the last few months and has begun to view his time demanifested as sleep rather than something to his detriment. James has shown interest in the Foundation, has asked if he could potentially do something during this time while manifested other than sit around and wait to disappear. I approached Dr. Lomf about this, but the initial assessment of the chemistry skills appear accurate. So he's saying, like, yeah, James doesn't know jack shit about chemistry. October 14th. James has insisted repeatedly that he be allowed to access to the Foundation materials and resources in order to provide some kind of assistance to the Foundation. This interest is unusually strenuous and is slightly concerning. I've added a note to his psych profile and I've been trying to gently dissuade James from pursuing the subject. And now here we go. Since I heard the now of SCP-2593's request to be granted access to Foundation resources on November 4th, his condition have deteriorated. Several deliveries have been made in error, with similar defects to the initial errors. When questioned, SCP-2593 said he didn't know what was happening. April 7th. SCP-2593 has not manifested in 4 days. Security personnel have been placed on high alert and a general notice has been put out for the nearby sites. April 16th. SCP-2593 has been silent making deliveries to several other Foundation sites. Baked goods were shown to contain several toxic compounds. 1 injury, 0 fatalities, but it's probably time to upgrade to Euclid. I've made a note to distribute containment protocols regarding deliveries by SCP-2593 to other sites. May 1st. Attempted termination of SCP-2593 has successfully led to containment. The manifestation takes place almost immediately after death and prevents materialization until subsequent mornings. SCP-2593 is recontained. Psychological counseling is obviously to be terminated. Yeah, it's not going to help anymore. No date given. I just want to help Jameson. I want to be something more than a fucking donut maker. I saw your goddamn notes, Jameson. Fuck you and your Foundation. See if I'm good enough now. I hope you enjoy your morning bagel, you son of a bitch. Dr. Jameson reported to the medical bay and was diagnosed with stage 1 liver failure from vinyl chloride poisoning on May 12th. It is highly likely SCP-2593 and he is a bot. Bot's gone now. Was involved in considering the entry in Dr. Jameson's journal. SCP-2593 is to be considered extremely dangerous at this time. Upgrade to Keller pending. Thankfully, the previously mentioned issues prevented the compound from being significantly concentrated. Dr. Jameson is expected to make a full recovery. Wow. Now, see, this is how, I understand Foundation's point, like, hey, he's gonna cause more trouble than good. I understand that. But this is exactly why treating humanoid SCPs as anomalies and not as humans will get you in trouble. Like, I saw all 2200 to 2240 roughly, and then for a while now I've saw it again since roughly 2300. That's cool though. I really do. Again, I do appreciate that you do watch so many of them. At the end, like, I honestly do not really expect them to be watched because it's like an archive thing, and I just hope that people who are interested in the SCPs see them and then get into it thanks to the videos, and the authors get the author's work gets some attention. But yeah, it's I still do appreciate it at the end. I'm still a YouTuber in some loose sense, so having somebody be like, hey, I'm gonna watch your videos is nice. It's a nice feeling. Well, James, congratulations, you're a supervillain now. You're a supervillain. I hope you'll give me one donut. I mean, I'm technically part of the Foundation too, but at the end, listen, I hope you give me a donut that's not gonna poison me. So please have mercy on my soul.